Wow.
We are back.
Sounds a little bit okay.
We're
Hi,
back.
everyone. We're back again for another episode of Accounting Live.
So, welcome back.
Our fake audience.
Round of
Woo.
applause.
But yeah, hi guys. So we're back, continuing the conversation as we have been for the last couple weeks. So, like I always say, if you're new here, welcome to Accounted Live. We are Accounted,
Yes.
an accounting firm.
Wait. I think it's about time we start asking them if they missed us.
Okay.
It's been long
Okay,
enough now.
okay.
We should have some loyal
Okay,
followers.
that's true then.
Have you
That's
missed
true,
us?
that's true.
Comment,
Have you
let
guys
us
missed Let us
know.
know if you've missed us, what you've missed about us, whether it's the conversation or just our pretty faces.
Or Nana's pretty face.
Our pretty faces.
Nana's. Everyone fancies Nana, so
Stop
it's Nana's. So it's Nana's pretty face.
Have you missed us? Comment. Just drop a hello, a wave or something. Let us know that you're on. But as we get our followers up, like I said, we are Accounted. We are accounting practice as well as a business advisory firm. So we deal with all things accounting.
All things accounted.
From that, we see. Someone said they missed you.
Oh, we've got Amelia on again. You can see her saying hello there.
Hello, Amelia.
I always think, is that me? But I'm on the screen. How is this
Are you
working?
in two places? Now?
How?
But yeah, so we are an accounting practice, and from the practice, from the business, we built the Accounted community, which
Yes.
from that has birthed the Accounted Live. So the community is literally a space, a platform for literally anyone that's interested in accounting, whether it be that they are looking to become an accountant, whether they're studying accounting right now, whether they're business owners and they just need an accountant to speak to, whatever it may be. We have a community of people that are all... Sorry, these comments are killing me. We have a community of people that all come together and share like interests. So if you do want to be part of the community, stay tuned and we will give you more information about how to join.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. I don't know, for me, a lot of people ask me how did I get into becoming a business consultant. So I didn't have any plans of studying accounting or finance at all. I studied psychology and business at uni.
Psychology and business.
Yeah, so I did it as joint honours. The only reason why I did business...
I didn't even know you could study psychology and business.
Yeah,
together.
so there was only about like 6 unis across the UK that
So
actually
does it
offered
teach
that.
you about the psychology behind business?
No, so it's literally psychology modules and business modules.
Oh, so it doesn't even link
No,
the
they
two.
don't link at all.
Okay.
It's literally like 2 separate degrees as one. I only ever did that because I wanted to do psychology by itself, and African dad said no, go and do business. Ended up loving it more than psychology. And they had finance modules in it, so that's what kind of sparked my interest into it. So later on down the line, here I am studying my CIMA to become a chartered accountant in management accounting. So yeah, accounting, this was never in the plans. I
don't think it was in the plan for either of us.
Yeah.
I don't think we were even planning to work together.
No, we weren't.
So we kind of stumbled
We
here.
stumbled into a lot, but I think it's going quite well.
Yeah, it's a strong team. So if you want to be more involved and want to know more about our story, how we got here, want to be inspired, join our community.
Yes, so we have loads and loads of students that come to us, that DM us literally nearly every day. Someone's asking us, oh, do you do work experience? Can we come and work for you?
We do
Can we
it all.
shadow you? We literally do it all. I think for us, the reason why we started the community is because getting into it, there was no one that we could really turn to.
Yeah, no one.
I think for us, being able to give that back to a lot of people that want to join the industry is very important. So
Yeah, so we're always here giving opportunities for mentorship, internships and apprenticeships.
Yeah.
So we look forward to seeing you join the community. And we're back.
yes, we are back. I like that little transition.
Yes.
So this week we are speaking about AI. So I decided that the hot topics that we're actually going to discuss today
Okay.
be about AI. not just about how it's affecting accounting, but just AI in general.
Okay,
So
bring it.
it's going to be quick facts because
Okay.
I want us to save our comments for the conversation.
Okay,
So I'm going to tell you, I have about 8 facts here
okay. Hit me with the facts.
about it. So
Hit me
just
with
remember
them.
them, keep them in mind, and,
Okay.
you know,
Are they gonna shock me?
conversation. I mean, when I read some of them, they were a bit of a shock, but I think AI has become so embedded in our, like, day-to-day life now that it's not that shocking.
Yeah.
So I think
Okay,
the first one that I'll tell you
Yeah.
is, according to the American Institute of Chartered Accountants,
Yeah.
only 4% of accountants believe that their jobs will be replaced by AI. Right now,
Only 4% believe that.
yeah,
That's shocking.
yeah, that one was quite shocking for me. I think that's an American statistic though. So
Okay.
they believe that it will help their jobs become more easier and efficient. And they're confident because they believe that AI lacks the ability to make informed decisions and provide expert advice.
Okay.
So there's
Okay.
only
Okay.
4%
Okay. I
of
get it
people
from that sense.
believe that it can really take over accounting
Okay.
as a whole.
I get it from that sense.
However, an article from Deloitte stated that 84% of accountants believe that AI will have a significant impact on the industry within the next 5 years.
Okay.
And this was an article written in 2020. So
Okay.
5 years is literally
So 84% believe that it has it will have an impact.
significant impact.
Significant impact.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Deloitte also stated in a study that AI is introduced, and since its introduction, all of the workers use it. About 60% of the workers use AI at work,
Okay.
and
Which is definitely believable because that's
Yeah.
like ChatGPT,
yeah,
etc.
and
sort
almost
of thing.
half of the employees are worried about losing their jobs
Oh
at
really?
Deloitte. Yeah, this was
Okay.
a survey that was done specifically at Deloitte,
Yeah.
and over half of them were worried that they're gonna lose.
Are
their
you
jobs.
worried?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not worried at all. As much as AI is coming in, I'm not worried at all. A 2022 report by McKinsey estimates that by 2030, up to 375 million workers, which is about 14% of the global workforce, will need to switch occupational categories due to AI and automation.
Okay.
So, for people that don't understand what that means,
Yeah.
14% of people that are working right now will have to find a whole new different occupation due to AI.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is sounding like what is it sounding like? The
Industrial revolution.
Industrial Revolution. Yeah. That's actually what it
A
sounds like.
2023 LinkedIn report highlighted that AI skills are amongst the fastest growing skills globally, with a 190% increase in AI and machine learning skills listed on LinkedIn profiles since 2018.
Okay.
So since 2018,
Yeah.
everyone that
Yeah.
actually wants to get a good job, that's
Yeah.
actually listing their skills and wants to look attractive to
Yeah.
employers, 190% of people have some sort of AI skills on there.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's showing.
I wonder what
how-
falls into the AI skills though.
Yeah, it's showing how important it is. Let me think. Another one. Okay, this one's interesting. A report by PwC projected that AI could contribute up to $15.7 trillion to the global economy by 2030 because it's driven by productivity gains and the enhancement of products and services.
Okay.
That's 15.7 trillion, not billion.
Trillion.
To the
I can
global
believe that though.
economy.
I can
that
believe
one
that.
I read and I was like, okay, this makes a
Like
little
global
bit of sense.
economy across all industries, etc.
Literally.
Okay,
In the
believable.
whole world. The last one I will read is the World Economic Forum predicts that around 20% of jobs in the accounting industry could be displaced by AI and automation by 2025. That's literally next year.
Yeah.
However, these displaced roles are expected to transition into new job categories within the industry.
Okay.
So
So they
as
will
much as people
open
are losing
jobs.
their jobs.
It's opening up new jobs.
Exactly.
Okay.
But having said that, those new jobs comes with new skills. And I don't know
If they're being
they're
taught
being
the
trained
for the
that.
new skills. Okay.
So as you can see, AI...
You said we shouldn't go into too much
Yeah.
conversation, so I'm
so I
just
will
saving
kind of
my.
just park it here and say, as you can see, AI, there's a lot of study around it. There's a lot of study around how it's impacting, how it will impact, and how it will continuously affect literally our day-to-day and jobs, occupations. So I think the conversation we'll get into today is, can AI really replace accountants?
Yeah, but I think. Anyway, I won't say too much of my thoughts, but yeah, we'll get to
We'll
it.
get into it.
We'll get into it.
Okay, great. Stay
Hi, I'm Corinne Kobe Jackson and I am the lead accountant here at Accounted. I do everything from account filing, payroll, bookkeeping, filing your VATs, everything you need accounting wise and business advisory. I'm your person. 3, 2, 1.
Bookkeeping, business advisory, business consulting, and these are all services that if you need, I'm your girl. So I'm Nana and I'm the lead business consultant here at Accounted, and I also deal with all the operations. So you can call me the operations manager. Right. So I've spoken to you about the statistics. I've kind of shared some of the things that the world is saying about AI.
Yeah.
And I think one question, and I don't think it's a question that people really have at the forefront of their minds
Yeah.
about AI, because it's, as much as we speak about AI is not new. I think what is becoming new about it is how much it's embedded into our day-to-day
Okay. Yeah.
and how much it's actually doing things that humans were doing.
Yeah.
So I think I did read somewhere that AI, the introduction to AI, is almost like the new gen industrial revolution, where a lot of jobs are being wiped out because of machinery and stuff like that. So with the introduction of AI, it's like, okay,
It is sounding like a new gen industrial revolution, because for that they also got replaced by machines, because that's when they started making machines in factories, and they all basically started getting replaced by a machine instead of manufacturing things by hand. So it is very much sounding like that.
So I think when I was reading it, I was really trying to weigh up, can AI have that much of an impact, especially in accounting, that it can actually get rid of accountants altogether? I think we were discussing it about how AI has come and has taken over. But I think for me, genuinely, I think that I'm pro AI because it makes things easier.
I'm 100% pro AI. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I'm 100% pro AI. It improves productivity, it improves efficiency, it improves everything. So I'm 100% AI.
Yeah.
For AI.
Okay.
Yeah,
but do you
stand for
think that it will replace accountants?
I don't think it will replace all accountants. So I think it will replace the junior level accountants.
Yeah.
So, of course, senior level accountants, there's a level of critical thinking, analysis and evaluation that goes into that level of role. So if you are interacting with clients as a senior client accountant, you would have to give a lot of information around like the analysis of the numbers. You're going to have to understand and be able to give advice on the development of the business. And there's parts of that AI does do, but it can't do everything.
Yeah.
So I don't think that it will take the role of senior accountants. Junior accountants, however, I do think it will take their role.
But even having said that, because I think I'm still making my mind up if I think that AI can't do certain things, because genuinely there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that we didn't realize AI could do many years ago. Yeah, like I don't think when. So I think I've mentioned before the only person in my family that I knew in accounting was my uncle. And he's like nearly 70. Yeah. So I don't think when he was studying accounting, he could ever have imagined that a computer can automatically do data entry for you. Yeah. Or they can do reconciliations. Yeah. So that was a good, let's say maybe like 40 years ago. That wasn't in the plans. It wasn't a thought. Yeah. So he never could, he couldn't even fathom the idea of AI. I think they couldn't even fathom like computers. Yeah. Taking over the accounting industry. So I don't know if I agree with that AI can't really, we may not be able to do the strategic aspects because we never I think it's not even just the strategic aspect. I guess we're still interacting with human beings. And I think, okay, for example, let's take it away from the accounting industry. Okay. So I went to Amazon Fresh the other day. Okay. No, is it Amazon Fresh or is it called Amazon Fresh? The shop, right? The shop that doesn't have no people in it, and it's just I think it's called Amazon Fresh. Yes, Amazon Fresh. So I went in there and I did my shopping, and you know how it works. Like it kind of like it knows what you're picking up. It's so scary, by the way. And you've got to walk out, etc., etc. But it's like for me, it was just like I don't know. Maybe we will get used to it as it happens. But it's like, why am I not like I can't
humans can't live without human interaction ever. Like, do you understand what I'm saying?
I
It will
hear
get
you.
to a point. So I walked in Amazon Fresh, like, okay, so when I need to ask someone a question about an item in store, I think they have like one person at the door.
Yeah.
But it's like they don't have workers around. So when I need to
Yeah.
ask questions, like,
There's
are they going to
literally
put
no one.
computers for me to type it in?
Yeah.
So as much as it's like, okay, AI can overtake everything, but we are human beings. Like,
Mm.
so we will need to interact with human beings.
But then I hear that.
Like, okay, even let's not talk about Amazon Fresh. Talk about when you call the bank.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's got these online banks now, and some online banks, all you're gonna do is speak to a computer. You know how annoying that is.
Frustrating.
It's so
It's not even annoying, it's
frustrating.
frustrating.
Like, you're saying hello, and the computer is saying, "Did you say no?" And I'm just thinking, I said hello. What is your problem? Like,
Yeah.
and then you'll say, like, the thing is, it can't pick up different accents.
Yeah.
It can't pick up, like,
Mhm.
so it's like, as much as it's developing,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But you know what my argument is with that though? Because it is developing.
Yeah.
So, and the truth is, all the AI systems that are being created are created by humans. It's not a
Yeah.
machine that's making them.
Yeah.
So if as humans, over time, progressively, we understand, like, for example, you saying, oh, walking into the Amazon Fresh store,
Yeah.
sometimes you just want to ask someone about a product or an item.
Yeah.
I think that AI will get to the point where, because remember, it's all data.
Yeah.
ChatGPT, for example,
It'll probably get to a
it pulls
point.
data from the
No,
whole
but
internet.
it'll probably be that.
So it can record like most commonly questions asked about.
Yeah, and it will give you FAQs. But then, let's be real again. If I'm gonna rebuttal everything, because if we say it can give you FAQs, how many times have you gone on like a software? Let's talk about Zero right now. How many times have you gone on that FAQ and thought nothing here answers the question that I want to ask, and you have to contact support and speak to what?
Speak to a human being.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
I
So you're
understand
getting my
that.
point.
I know. I completely understand that. And the truth is,
Someone made a comment.
efficiency-wise, AI makes sense, but person-to-person contact is definitely important.
Thank you. It's very
The thing is,
important.
I agree with that, but I'm saying that we are in the world of like literally technology.
Yeah.
A lot of technology is being introduced that
Then
some
you
of
know
us
we will turn into robots. By the way,
I don't think
I swear
so.
to you, we will.
I don't think so.
We will,
I
because
think
if you're not, like, think of it. Okay, let's not even think of AI as technology. Let's
Mhm.
just think of when COVID happened.
yeah.
Have you heard of the phrase COVID baby?
Yes.
What are COVID babies? They're babies that
Yes.
cannot interact with human beings.
Yeah.
When human beings come around them, they cry.
Yeah.
They get scared when they're outside.
yeah.
Why? Because they were locked up in a house from the ages of 1 to about 3. It was 2 years that we were locked away. So they were locked up in a house from 1 to 3, and they did not have human interaction. So what did that turn them into? Okay, it didn't literally turn them into robots, but they started behaving like robots. So do you think we're all gonna eventually start acting like robots?
No, I think
Okay.
human interaction, of course, is needed. No
Yeah.
one's taking away from that. As humans, we can't live without.
Yeah, so
other
that's the
humans.
point that I'm trying to make, that human interaction will always be there. So it's
Mhm.
not that every accountant will get wiped out. I do agree, though, that the junior accountant will get wiped out.
I can't lie.
But
That one I do agree with.
yeah, the
Because-
junior accountant, I definitely believe
Mhm.
will get wiped out.
Yeah.
However, the junior accountant, how do they get to the senior accountant without being a junior accountant?
Exactly. Now, I think as much as I'm pro AI, and trust me, I am pro AI. Like AI makes day-to-day life so simple.
Drink your tea.
I had to drink it.
Drink it more. Why are you not drinking
Why
your
am I
tea?
getting told off?
Drink some
Do you
of
know
your
what it is?
tea.
She said to me the other day in the office that I never finish my tea.
She
and I
never
realised
finishes
that I
her
don't
tea.
actually do it,
Do you
but
like tea?
I do.
Because
That's
you
the
always make
issue.
it and you never
I
finish
love
it.
tea so much, but I don't know. Do you know what it is? This is not my favorite type of tea.
We're straying, but
My favorite tea is Earl Grey.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so we need
so
to get you some
We
Earl
need to
Grey.
buy some Earl Grey for the
Okay.
office. But what I was saying is that I think I'm pro AI, but I think the sad thing about AI is that it takes away that learning.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
it takes away the learning.
Yeah.
And I think
It makes people, as much
I
as
think
it
that's
can,
more of the issue.
it can make you very lazy.
Very lazy.
Very lazy to even think.
Like, it can take away. Like, I remember, and I hate saying this because I'm not that old, but it's like, I get why university may be a bit harder now because of AI.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to literally go on ChatGPT and
ask
can
it the answer.
literally,
Like you can write
can
in
write
your
your
whole
whole article.
essay
like,
title and say write an essay.
literally. But I remember when we were at uni, you're
Yeah.
gonna have to.
You're
go
gonna
read
have to
books.
go
You're
into
gonna
that
have to
library,
go
collect
on
every
articles,
book, collect
find
articles.
This. You had what was the
Find-
referencing that we used to do?
Harvard reference,
referencing.
Harvard referencing.
There, you'd be looking at the author. Like it
You
was
could
very,
probably
very-
even put in your whole essay and ask ChatGPT to do
I'm
Harvard
pretty
referencing
sure.
for you.
Yeah, like it can do everything for you. So I think that's the sad part of AI. So I think the conversation for me is more so, okay, will AI replace these people? It probably will. There probably will be jobs. And if you remember some of the statistics I said, I think there was another article that I was reading that was saying a lot of the kids that are in primary school right now, they are learning and they will probably go to university and come out and get into jobs that haven't even been created yet.
Yeah.
So they're in school right now, not knowing that in like 10, 15 years time, they're probably thinking, oh, when I grow up, I want to do this, I want to do that. But let's think about it. People that are, let's say, in their mid-30s,
Yeah.
when they were in school, there was not even a thought of being a social media manager.
Yeah, so then I
Before.
don't think the issue is maybe for the youngest ones. So the ones that are still in primary school, maybe up until secondary school,
Mhm.
maybe there's not much of an issue for them because, like, now when we were in school after the Industrial Revolution, like no one thought that they wanted to stand in a factory and like put labels on a box. Do you get what I'm saying? It wasn't anyone's dream because
Yeah.
no one does that job anymore.
Yeah.
So maybe them, it won't
So you're
affect
saying
them.
With them, they would have just been born into.
Yeah,
AI
they would have been
being
born
part
into
of
it. Because, for example, do you know what a floppy disk is?
Yes.
Do you?
Yes.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Do you know what a cassette is?
Yes.
Do you?
Yeah, my mom had a cassette car.
A cassette cup.
Like her car had a cassette.
Oh, is
She didn't
it?
have a CD.
Do you know what a I'm trying to think what else a Walkman is.
Yeah, I never used one there, but
Okay.
I know what it is.
So, for example, like you would never think of a Walkman,
Yeah.
like because you just weren't brought up in that era, so you're not even gonna. But I remember like being in primary school, like yeah, I want a Walkman for my
Really,
birthday.
I
Yeah.
think the ones that I wanted was the LG phones. Like
Okay.
the LG Cookie. Oh,
Yeah.
that was the phone to get in primary school. If you had an LG Cookie, I remember for Christmas I got the one that like slides to the side.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so cool.
So it's quite a similar concept. So then maybe they just will not want to be accountants because maybe that job role just won't exist. But my main concern is all the hundreds of people that are in university currently
Yeah.
studying to become junior accountants.
Yeah.
And I think the transition is always very difficult for the people that are actually in that change.
Yeah.
So as much as we all have to go through change in some point of life, my question is more like, how are the people that are currently maybe in their first year of uni trying to come out and be an accountant,
Mhm.
maybe just finishing college and they're trying to be an accountant, how are we going to help those people? Like,
Yeah.
what's going to be the answer for them? Because
Mhm.
those are the people that are actually going to be affected,
Yeah.
well, are already
They're
being
already
affected
affected.
with not actually being able to get jobs because,
Yeah.
and
They're
these
not
are their
being-
dream jobs. Like they've studied for this, they've
Mhm.
taken so much time out, they've taken years in school, they've gone through all of their schooling, they've been stressed from exams, all of this, but yet still they will come out and not be able to find jobs because no one wants to take on the junior accountant.
Yeah. And I think the conversation then is, okay, bridging that gap between, okay, they've come out, they're ready to become, because already, remember when we went to Accountex and one of the young ladies as part of the community came with us and she was speaking, we were in a talk, I can't remember what talk it was, but they were speaking about the different accounting softwares and like what they use from day to day, and she was just like, no, they do not teach us this
Yeah.
at school.
Yeah.
They've never seen what an
They've
accounting
never
software
used
looks like.
accounting software where and that's another issue. The schooling system is not developing as fast
No.
as these AI systems are
It's
developing.
not at
So
all.
how can you be in university? I don't think, since I've come out of university,
Mm.
which was maybe a good 4 or 5 years ago now,
Mm-hmm.
I have never used like a manual ledger. I've never had to do like
Yeah.
a profit and loss
Yeah.
by paper.
Yeah.
I only had to
Ever.
do that in my exams.
Mm.
So
To prove that you understand the
to prove
concept,
that I
right?
understand the concept. So how is it that they're not being taught to use computers, like, and
I
use
think
Zero and use
for me-
QuickBooks and use tax calc and use tax filer and use all of how are they not being taught that? Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, when you come into the workplace, you're never ever gonna do a T account with your hand, like
Ever.
ever. You probably won't even see a T account.
I think that's where it becomes very, very difficult. Because
Yeah.
even another article that I read, Till Leopold, he's the project lead for the World Economic Forum for Employment, Skills and Human Capital Initiatives. So he was speaking about it, and he was saying that the government and employers need to take a rapid action in ensuring that these workforces are able to readily adapt to the new changes.
Yeah.
As you can see, things are being introduced literally every single day.
Yeah.
Every day, every month, there's a new technology, there's a new way of doing something, there's a new CRM, there's new things all over. And he's saying that as these new technologies come out, they have a fundamental impact on the systems that we already have in place. And if we don't learn more and reskill on how to actually use these, the government and the employers are doing a disservice to these graduates, people that are actually in school studying.
Yeah.
They're doing a disservice to them, because already I think even before AI and stuff was introduced, I remember you saying that coming out of uni and that transition from learning
Exactly.
to practically
Exactly.
doing the work already was difficult.
Already was like
So imagine now
the hardest part of going to uni and going into the working world was that application of your physical accounting knowledge, like your theoretical knowledge, and applying it to practice. It was so hard. It didn't make no sense. It was really, really difficult. And you know what? I'm saying it, but I've had so many conversations with so many other accountants. And I think I even watched something on I watched something on AAT's Instagram, and they were speaking about that, how they're very, very pro apprenticeship over pro university. And they were saying the reason for that is because they found they had somebody come to them looking for an accountant. So they're looking for somebody to fill the role of an accountant, and AAT was helping them with that recruitment process.
Yeah.
Now they've presented them 3 people who have come, or I think it was 3 or 5 candidates that have come from university, and presented them with 3 or 5 candidates that did the AAT apprenticeship route.
Yeah.
And they said that all 3 or 5 of the accountants that had come from university, not one of them could fit into the role of that the people were recruiting for.
Wow.
But however, the apprenticeship people, they were actually 3 of them. All 3 of them were so good that they couldn't decide through all 3 of them. So they hired all 3 of them.
No way.
Yeah.
No
So they
way.
hired all 3 of the applicants.
Wow.
So that there is showing you that the reason why these apprenticeships are looking better is because they're being taught how to use the computers. They're going into workplaces, because what is an apprenticeship with the AAT? You're doing the work whilst actually physically doing the work in the office. So you're doing the theoretical work, and at the same time you're putting that to practice almost immediately.
Yeah.
And for that reason, they're using all of this software, they're using all of these AI tools, they're using all of these things. So by the time it's time to apply for roles, once they finish that course,
They're prepared.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is why I'm saying this junior accountant role, it hasn't got very long. It hasn't got very long. So all of the students that are looking at, I want to be an accountant. You need to make sure you are getting experience. Like, I was having a conversation with one of the students from the community, and he was like, I was like, okay, now your exams are over. What are you doing?
next? Yeah.
And he was like, I'm relaxing. I was like, relaxing with exclamation. What are you do you not understand that you need all the experience you got?
Yeah.
And he came back to me and said that he's got like 3 internships lined up.
Oh,
So then I
wow.
was like, okay, that's fine,
Yeah,
relax.
for a little bit.
Because you're gonna eventually get the experience you need. But
Yeah.
all these students, all of you, if you're a student and you're watching this, now is the time to go out and get experience.
Yeah.
Go out and work for accounting firms.
Mm.
Go out and work for practices so that you can actually understand how to use these AI tools, how to use these softwares,
Mm.
and gain experience.
Mm.
Stop looking for just money.
Yeah. That's what I was
like-
literally gonna add to it. That
Because you,
Don't be
if
scared
you
to
just
work
keep
with
on
people.
looking for the money whilst you're in university, you will come out and make no money
yeah,
because no one's going to want to hire you.
exactly.
So you
I think-
need to.
That was said so perfectly.
Okay.
That should be a quote.
It should be a
It
quote.
should be a quote.
Okay, let's make it a quote and
Yeah,
frame
we
it.
should-
and all
we-
that.
that should be a quote. But it's true. Like, if you're looking for money so much during uni, you're gonna come out and the top level roles that you want, you are not gonna get them.
Yeah, you're not going to get it. And I think that's even.
But this is where I say that the government and universities are doing a disservice to these students, because
Yes.
I think I was speaking to do you remember I was speaking to one of the ladies that is actually going to be speaking at our summer internship in the summer,
Yeah.
and funny enough, we went to the same university.
Mm.
She's now ACCA qualified, chartered accountant. She's working in a firm. Great. She was speaking to me and she was saying that what our university did, and I think she was like a few years ahead of me, so it was a little bit different when I was there. But
Yeah.
she was saying at the time that she was there, no one ever spoke to her about internships.
Yeah.
No
Someone.
one ever-
Oh, I didn't notice this comment.
Okay.
Lately, second gen have definitely been using AI. How can we stop that? I don't think it needs to be stopped.
No.
It doesn't need to be stopped.
No.
No, definitely not. It doesn't need to be stopped. I mean, with children, I do feel like there's limits that do need to be set because
Yeah.
they really become robotic, like, and they literally can just stay in
Yeah.
the computer all day. But for the older kids, the people that are developing in their roles,
Yeah.
I do think it's important for them
No. It's
to
definitely-
learn how to
it's
use these
definitely-
AI tools.
I think the thing that is a bit conflicting sometimes is that, okay, if we're moving into the world of AI so much
Yeah.
that it's becoming our future,
Yeah.
and I think it's like the Industrial Revolution. Once it was introduced, we never went back.
Yeah.
Because why would you go back to laboursome?
Yeah. Yeah.
Something has come in to
Yeah.
make things easier.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, if we know that the AI is being introduced and is here to stay, sometimes the question is there really a point of then learning like the manual ways then? Because in a couple years, let's be honest, in a few years, in about 20, 30 years, the accountants that probably learnt the things manually, they're not going to be working anymore. It's going to be the people that were working and were in that generation of when AI was being introduced. In about
I do
40
think it's
years-
important. From my perspective, when I look at it, yeah, if I don't understand the concepts of
Mhm.
T accounts, the
Mhm.
concepts of an income statement, the
Mhm.
concepts of these things, it is very difficult to advise.
Okay.
So as much as we say,
Okay.
what taught me
Mm-hmm.
the evaluation and
Mhm.
the analysis is my in-depth understanding of those things.
Okay. So if it's that it helps you with the analysis and understanding of those things, do you not feel like those things can just be taught then? Like analytical skills then? If it's not that we're learning things manually, if we're actually going into, because I think one of the things that you said was
Yeah.
that, okay, how does then those juniors get into those senior roles if
Yeah.
they haven't almost worked their way up, should I say?
Yeah.
With lack of better words.
Yeah.
It's almost like, okay, you have to know the bottom, the basic, the data entry, the tasks that are being automated by AI now.
Yeah.
You got to learn those things to be able to then, once you have those big shareholders and big clients, be able to advise them.
Yeah.
But then if all that middle bit is being taken away, the junior accountant roles, and it's looking like accounting, because there was one thing that I read as well, that if there's a lot of pressure on if a lot of the lower levels,
Yeah.
process type of junior work might be automated,
Yeah.
it's then an issue for people to get experience. So the question is, how will we get them to get that experience so that once they do hit those senior level roles, those strategic roles, how are they able to then be effective in that role. I think
Yeah.
the question then that was posed to me is that, okay, maybe we need to redefine accounting altogether.
Whew.
And I think that's a big thing to say.
That is a big thing to say.
Maybe we actually need to redefine what accounting is, because the truth is, even when we speak to some of the students now,
Yeah.
we tell them that accounting is not what
Yeah.
the world has made it to seem.
Yeah.
That it's an older white man in an office in
Yeah.
Canary Wharf. If you're from
Yeah.
London, you know where Canary Wharf is,
Yeah.
the financial capital. Sitting in an office somewhere behind a computer.
Yeah.
Accounting is more than that.
Yeah.
It's way more than that. So if that was the idea of what accounting was 30, 40 years ago, now it's different, then okay, maybe we just need to redefine what accounting is altogether. It's
Yeah.
none of those things. Because if those automated
And I think-
roles are
I think it
coming
will
in-
be really difficult to say now,
yeah.
because as well, even our perspectives is going to be really flawed. It's going to be very, like, for me,
Do you think?
yeah, because for me, it's going to be like, it's going to be very hard for me to fathom people being able to understand the analytical side without understanding the foundationals or the foundations of what accounting is, the basics of a T count, the basics of these things. It's going to be really difficult to deliver the analysis. But
But I'm not
there
even
may be
saying-
something that pops up that makes that process easier.
Mhm.
But it's like,
But you know, I'm not even saying that those things, then, okay, they shouldn't learn it. I think definitely those basic knowledge should be taught. But like we're saying, if the government and universities are working together and employers are working together to understand how AI has taken, I don't want to keep saying taken over, but has integrated
yeah,
within our systems,
yeah,
then of course the basics should be taught, because
yeah,
those are the basic. It's like with economics, learning the theory of supply and demand. You can't become an economist if you don't know those basic things.
yeah. But it's
but I
not.
think it's that, okay,
Okay.
you get taught it, but they're not majored on,
Yeah, I
to
get
the
you.
point where in school you're spending 3 years and your exam at the end of the 3 years is the manual TI.
But then I wouldn't
It should
say
be
I
you're
wouldn't.
getting tested on how you actually use a software.
Yeah, definitely. But I wouldn't. I still wouldn't say in university they're majored on, because we have. Because you didn't go to university to study accounting and finance,
No.
so you couldn't. You don't actually know what. Because what modules we had, I did actually use Sage. I learnt Sage for like,
As part of uni.
yeah, as part of uni. I did Sage like a little bit, not in depth. A really really tiny module on it. And then we did like management accounting. We did corporate and contract law.
Really?
Yeah, I keep on telling you I'm a lawyer. Don't play with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys,
So
if
we
you
did.
know Corinne, by the way, she does everything. Everything.
I'm joking. I'm not. I don't do everything. I
Not
don't want to be a
joking.
jack of all trades. I want to be a
Don't worry.
Yeah, I don't wanna be a
worry.
jack
I
of
don't know
all
what
trades.
the saying is, because people say jack of all trades, master of none. But
Yeah.
there's more to it.
Yeah.
Don't worry. She does everything from designing to what else?
I don't know.
What else?
Nothing.
Cooking, everything she does. So
No, so
yeah, someone
I-
said you're Spider Woman. Many
Spider-Woman.
hands.
Many hands and many talents. But yeah, we did contract law.
Yeah.
We did. I'm trying to remember everything, but we did do a lot of the analysis. We did auditing.
So were you taught how to analyze?
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
Okay.
we were taught how to analyze. But then that's where I'm saying that if those financial modules were taken out, I don't think I would understand. But then I think also practice and industry have a part to play in this.
Okay.
And hear what I'm saying. For practice, I feel like that theoretical financial accounting knowledge is very, very important.
Okay.
For industry, not so much.
Really?
No. Because
Why?
industry,
Because industry is more specialized,
yeah, it's specialized, but
or it's
it's...
seen to be more specialized. For example, if I'm coming out and I'm working for one of the big four,
Mhm.
I'm probably gonna specialize.
No, I feel like in industry, yeah,
Really?
is where it will be really hard, because in industry, if you're given a project, because I think in the first bit you read a statistic and you were saying that what were you saying again? You were saying that
Half of the employees.
yeah. Yeah, you were saying that the computers could also do a bit of the analysis bit, and I think I rebutted saying that they won't be able to do the higher end of analysis.
Yeah.
But so in industry, for example, a lot of the projects that you get, you're analyzing the financial data to then give advice on the next steps for a project, for example, and do a presentation on that and things like that. But you know, the AI can actually give you all of the analysis. Like, but the things that the AI can't look into is more of like the natural factors.
Okay.
So, for example, if I bring up COVID again, okay, so somebody could have projected with the bank. So, okay, for example, financial institutes went into a huge issue with COVID
Yeah.
because say COVID was what, 2019?
2020.
2020. So say
Wow.
you've
4 years ago.
yeah, so say you've projected in 2017
Yeah.
that you're gonna make 100 mil in 2018, 150 mil in 2018.
Yeah.
2019 you're gonna make 200 mil,
Yeah.
and then in 2021 you're gonna make 400 mil.
Yeah.
And that's all of this. That's all based on statistics from your numbers. That's
Past
based on
data.
statistics of past data. That's based on statistics from industry averages.
Yeah.
But then nobody saw COVID.
Not one person.
So what the bank has done, they've given that person a loan of 2 million, let's say. Yeah. So then now, what are they gonna do? Because the bit where
Life just happened.
life just happened, so
Yeah.
that's where AI becomes an issue, because even we can't predict that stuff, but then
Yeah.
we can then make adjustments according to
Yeah.
the stuff that we see coming, but it's not got that natural or human understanding of like, see, although I do think that these things can eventually be programmed into
That's what I
it.
was gonna say.
Yeah, I do think it can
That's
be
what I was gonna
eventually
say.
programmed into it, but of course we have to, because
'Cause I don't think
right
it's
now
far-fetched.
at the moment a lot of companies are using the AI things for like junior accountant roles,
Yeah.
but they still need the junior accountants to go back and check over everything, because the
Yeah.
AI gets it wrong.
Yeah.
It makes mistakes.
Yeah.
But they're saying that it will get to a point where the AI eventually will be able to do it without making any mistakes, because
Yeah.
we keep on correcting the mistakes.
Yeah.
So of course those things can probably be put into the AI, into the brain of the AI, but it will take a long while. So I don't know, maybe accountants will get drowned out, but I think it's more just about learning how to use the systems and becoming more and more useful from your actual critical thinking, analysis and knowledge of the entire world. I think even for myself, like, I think accountants will become more of economists.
Exactly. So that's what I was gonna say, and drive back to the point that, do we then need to redefine accounting?
Probably.
I think that is
Probably.
where
I think
conversation
the
is at.
role is gonna develop more into just being advisors.
Because the truth is, I don't think I noted it here, because honestly, there's, guys, if you want to read about about AI, there's so much. Like, literally, there is so much online
Yeah.
about it. But I think one of the things that I read was saying that with accounting, however, as much as they do believe that by, I think it was 2025, a lot of the junior roles will be displaced, it will open up room for new roles that we don't know. So, for example, there was one that was speaking about tech analysts that will actually come in, and instead of it being that they're junior accountants that actually do the accounting roles, as a tech analyst, their role is to literally go over, like you said, what the AI has done. So they're not actually doing the work.
Yeah.
They're
They're
almost
just like
overseeing a
checkers.
computer
Yeah.
to do the right work, and that's a whole new job description.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not a junior accountant,
Yeah.
because junior accountants are the ones that are sitting behind and doing those data entries. Tech analysts would be going over and checking that the technology is actually working.
Yeah. So the aim is to just really teach them
Yeah.
this technology, really get them
And
to
stop running
understand.
away. I think need to stop running away from it.
Yeah, they need to 100%
Because
stop
that's
running
where
away
the
from
issue
it.
would be. You keep running, and then one day you realize that
You
it's
can't run no
everywhere,
more. You
and
can't
haven't-
run. You can't run away from it.
You can't, and you haven't progressed to the point where it's integrated into your systems, and then
Yeah.
you're done.
Yeah, I think it's important that companies really start majoring on, like, you know, like, they need to start majoring on IT and technology, because the truth is, like, my mum never grew up
Yeah.
with computers, but up to today,
Still.
she still calls me
Yeah.
and says, "How do I send this email?"
Mm.
You've had a job for like
Yes.
years, like,
Yeah.
and you can't send an email. That's somebody that's showing that they struggle to evolve.
Yeah.
So they will just be capped and limited at just a certain place.
Mm-hmm.
So the most successful will be those people that are not fearful of change,
Yeah.
and they evolve and develop with change.
Yeah.
So
100%.
whatever that change requires of you,
Mm-hmm.
you have to become confident in fitting that shape.
Yeah.
So the aim, what I think is also important is to also, so I think there's a lot of things that we've got to teach students, that we've got to teach these new up and coming accountants, is a lot around leadership,
Yeah.
a lot around self-development,
Mm-hmm.
a lot around confidence,
Yeah.
because these things are going to really knock your confidence.
No, they will.
Like, it can come across very scary.
Yeah. It
like,
can.
Sometimes imagine looking at zero,
Mhm.
looking at all the reconciliations, everything, without an ounce of understanding how to use it.
Yeah.
It comes across so daunting.
Yeah.
It comes across that I could even walking into Amazon Fresh, it just came across that. What
is
the
this?
hell is,
Yeah.
like, so weird? Like,
Yeah. I think it can also be masked by like, oh, this is cool.
yeah.
But then if you actually sit down and think about it, it's like, what the hell?
And honestly, I went to that Amazon Fresh in December.
Yeah.
I haven't gone back to it.
Really?
Like, I just don't go back. I just don't go back there, because when
Don't be like your
when
mom,
I got to the
girl.
end,
Don't be like your mom.
I'm not gonna be like my mom. I'm not gonna. But when I got to the end, it was just like I was struggling to
No.
get the payment thing through, and I was just like, this is so annoying.
Okay,
So I
just
ended up
find it
leaving
you
my basket. I just ended up leaving it there.
are.
So
Yeah.
it's like I just like
You just gave up.
just gave up, and now I won't even walk into there again for.
Don't worry, we're gonna go to it because I think when it first started, there was only like a few locations. but
It's not that I will never go in there, but they need to develop their systems before they
Don't
go in
worry.
there.
Let's take another trip there. It's been about 6 months, so
Yeah.
let's actually go and see.
And it means that you can only use it if you've got an Amazon account.
yeah, so you have to
Yeah.
scan your QR code,
Yeah.
and then you literally pick up everything and just walk out.
Yeah. So yeah.
You literally pick up everything and walk out. And my question was, how does it know everything that? There's just too many questions.
Yeah, there's
around
too
it
many
that it's just
questions.
Like, you know what?
Don't try and get
let's
your
just
head
go
around
with
it.
the
Yeah.
But I think summing up this first part of the conversation, I think it's evident that AI is here to stay.
Yeah.
It's evident that if you don't evolve with it, you will be left behind.
Yeah.
So I think the second part of the conversation, we can get into not specifically just AI, but growing into the roles that you want to. What are some of the key skills? Because I think even when we were at Accountex, a lot
Yeah.
of the people were saying, "Oh, accounting is more than just the technical knowledge. It's the
Yeah.
soft skills. It's this. It's
Yeah.
that." But
Yeah.
I think it's said like, "Oh yeah, soft skills," but what are those soft skills that are actually
Yeah.
needed?
Yeah.
And specifically, what are the soft skills that are needed to
Yeah.
accommodate the ever-changing and evolving world that we're in right now?
Exactly.
I
Okay.
think we'll take a break and then we'll get back into the conversation.
I need another
Wrap
cup
it
of
up.
tea, because
Focus on me. Yes, focus on me. Are you looking? So, why you need an account in 2024? It's a no-brainer for peace of mind. A lot of business owners come to us and they're like, okay, they need help with their operations or they need help with scaling up. They're dealing with suppliers, they're dealing with clients. Listen, accounting is one of the things that should be a no-brainer. As a business owner, accounting is something that doesn't always come naturally to the individual, but it's something that is very much needed in order to add to the success of your business. Here at Accounted, we don't only offer accounting, but we also offer business consulting. So if you're at a stage where you need to file your accounts, but then you also need help on expanding your business, come to us. We're literally the one-stop shop for businesses, dealing with filing accounts, taxes, VAT, but then also expansion. It's a no-brainer. Why you need an accountant in 2024? Because we can do everything for you. Make sure you book a consultation with Accounted today so we can help you with everything business.
And like we mentioned in the first part, it's very evident that it's here to stay. But I think the conversation now is driving towards, okay, let's not run away from AI. Let's not run away from the things that are being introduced into the industry. How do we, as business owners, as leaders, can I say, in the accounting industry, how can we help that generation up and coming? Because the truth is, I think there's a term used for like kids that are born in the era of like the introduction of technology. I don't know what it's called.
I don't know.
But
Google it.
I'm one of them.
What?
Because it's like, I know that my older cousins, when they were in school, using computers wasn't really a thing.
Yeah.
But it's like when I was in primary school, like the latter part, it was like having ICT and learning how to like use basic things on the computer was so important. So I feel like I've really seen the introduction of technology and stuff. So for me, my question is, okay, how can we almost encourage the new generation coming to not be afraid of these things? Because I think it's hard for, like you said, our mothers.
Yeah.
My mom, like you said, my mom has literally been working for years.
Yeah.
She uses the computer day to day. I know that there are systems on the NHS that they use, but why is it that you can still ask me questions?
Yeah.
How do I send this?
Yeah.
How do I make sure that this has been delivered?
Yeah.
How do I do this? How do I do that?
Yeah.
How do we avoid the next generation being those how do I and actually do?
I think 100% we keep on talking about the soft skills. The soft skills play a huge part.
Yeah.
Because the soft skills is what makes us adaptable. So why we don't focus on the technical skills, not to say that the technical skills are not important, but why the technical skills are not the focus, it's because it changes.
The soft skills.
The technical skills.
Okay.
So the technical skills, you would need these technical skills today, and tomorrow need another set. And they can always be taught.
Do you feel like technical skills in accounting will always be different? Not always be different.
I mean, the foundationals will be always the same, but I do think that it will develop into like different types of technical skills will be more important. I think at one point, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but just like we're saying, at one point, the complete understanding of how to write out an income statement, how to put together the T accounts by paper, and all of that was very important technical skill. But now the analysis of those numbers is becoming more of an important technical skill.
Yeah.
So I think it's more the adaptability of these individuals, getting them used to change, getting them used to like, this will be different. This will change, and this, like, getting them used to that. Because one thing that I'm noticing as well is, and I think we spoke about this on the last show.
Yeah.
We spoke about it saying that the younger generation they're kind of being built to be kind of weak.
Yeah. Yes.
Because they just like,
it's almost like they're not.
Yeah, because of the conversation of, okay, imposter syndrome. And I think we had that conversation. And I was saying that I've read watched a really interesting concept of what imposter syndrome is, and how the young people perceive imposter syndrome. They perceive it as a bad thing. And he was basically saying, if you are a business owner, imposter syndrome will never be a bad thing. Because he said, if I'm going on Dragon's Den and I am presenting in front of 5 to 6 investors that are looking to invest £1 million into my company, of course I'll be scared.
Yeah.
Of course I'll feel displaced. Of course I will feel like I'm not meant to be here. Because it's something that you've never done before. It's something that is new to you. So you will always get that feeling of, oh, I'm not meant to do this.
Yeah.
So that feeling is actually growth. Like,
Yeah.
it's actually...
Because once you push past that feeling of...
Exactly. So I think as employers, we need to be challenging these young people a lot more. And that's why the summer internship is so important to me. Things that the debate days in the summer internships are like, those are so key to me. Why? Not because I need them to learn how to debate and etc., but I need them to feel challenged. And I need them to feel in an environment where they're really, really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And in that environment, see how these students thrive.
Because the world is tough.
Because the world is tough, and you're not
Let's be
taught that the world is tough.
You're not
You
taught.
think that it's simple. You're not taught all of
Like,
these
don't get me
things,
wrong, I
and
feel like we know that, okay, if you need... It's always taught, oh, yeah, whatever
you're not taught
whatever
workplace politics.
You're not.
Yeah.
You're not.
And there's a
And
lot of workplace
You're
politics.
not. And I think that's one thing that generally when you get into the world of working,
Yeah.
it can be like, whoa.
Yeah.
Without these conversations, so as much as you're saying the summer internship, I think that's why Accounting Live is so important to me as well.
Yeah.
Because these are the conversations that outside of the workplace, outside of like your circle, outside of the people that you are used to speaking to, this is where you'll actually be able to actually address real issues.
Yeah.
Like workplace politics is a problem.
Yeah.
Women not being able to get into leadership roles is a problem.
Yeah.
Like, these are actually real problems that we're faced with, but it's almost like everybody's in their own bubble, everybody's trying to make it for themselves, and
Yeah.
no one's really trying to actually tell another person that, hey, this is real.
Yeah. So it's
Real life.
developing that adaptability. It's developing those skills of critical thinking and analysis. Even though we did have the discussion that AI is actually kind of killing the ability to have critical thinking and analysis, because the computer can do it for you. But those skills still need to be nurtured. It's
So how do you think they can be nurtured while still accommodating AI? And I think that's a really heavy question. I don't know if you'll be able to answer it, but okay, because we did speak about, okay, junior levels, they need to have a certain level of experience. But if we're saying that AI is being integrated so heavily into those roles, how do they still learn? Because I think analytical skills is definitely something that is almost trained over time. I think those really, really good financial data analysts are the ones that have been there for months, or even years. And that's not just because, oh, they've been there so they know, but it's like they're able to actually understand trends and patterns
a bit more.
than someone that's been there a year. So if we're saying that these analytical roles are needed, but these analytical roles, you can't just jump into it straight from university. There's a bridge, there's a gap. So how do we... I don't know if you're getting my question.
Yeah, I'm getting you, but
I don't know if you can...
I don't know if we can answer it,
Yeah,
but
that's the
I
truth.
definitely think that's why I'm honing in on the soft skills,
Yeah.
because boldness, fearlessness, all of these things is what would actually allow you to make the leap. Because I think that many of them are going to have to jump. They're going to have to make a huge leap of faith.
It's like the jump from GCSE to A-level.
Yeah, like, so a lot of like employers are also going to have to jump. A lot of students are going to have to jump. A lot of people are going to have to take this leap into like almost like a new world.
Yeah.
And also be comfortable in that discomfort to actually build them to the place where they need to get to. So at the moment, and this may not be forever, although I do think it will always be important, but maybe it won't be a focus forever. But at the moment, I think so many employers, so many companies should be just focusing on those developments of those soft skills. Because again, we've already said that the AI can teach you everything. You can get taught all the technical stuff. The soft skills you can't get taught. The ability to not crumble under pressure, you can't get taught. The ability to not run away from difficult situations, you as an individual have to come to that, the understanding of that concept yourself. It can't be like you can't force someone into it. And that's why it's so important that these young people are constantly being put in challenging situations that's going to force them to start nurturing these different soft skills that they have that they may not have actually had to use prior to coming into the working world.
Well, I think even just hearing you say that, I feel like this conversation is one that is not only for individuals, it's actually for employers as well.
Yeah.
I think for me, that was one of the key takeaways I got from what you said, because you said, okay, as people working, as employees, you're going to have to take that leap. It's almost like a leap of faith that, okay,
Yeah.
everything that I've taught, I can actually get into these roles without feeling like I'm overwhelmed or feeling like, oh, this is something that I can't do.
Yeah.
But employers also have to take that leap of faith and say that, okay, I'm trusting that we've trained this person enough to be able to get into those spaces.
Yeah.
And I think apart from employers and employees, universities,
Mm-hmm.
they really, and these training providers, because like we said, the example that you used with the AAT, they took the students that were actually in those roles rather than the ones that were working. And
Yeah.
if we're being honest, I don't think there will ever be, to be honest, never say never.
Yeah.
I was going to say that I don't think there'll ever be a time where people prefer apprenticeships more than university. Because I feel like
I feel like we're going into that time though.
that's what I was going to say, never say never. I do
Yeah.
think that university is very traditional and it will always be around, especially when you have the prestigious ones of like
Yeah.
Oxford, a Cambridge, a
Yeah, but I
Harvard.
do feel like we need to. That uni thing needs to be changed, man. It needs to be developed. It needs to
That's
be
the truth.
evolved.
It needs to evolve so much, because if it doesn't,
I don't think
you will
people should be
realize-
able to leave university without having to do a placement year or some sort of experience. Like
I
we've
feel like it
how
should-
like
it
even
should
when
be
we
part
were
of
in
the-
school,
Yeah.
there was the conversation on if you don't have experience, you will not get a job,
Yeah.
and that's
Is
why
that still
they.
a thing now? Do people like in secondary school? Is there still a time where? Because I remember when I
Yeah,
was
they
in year
still
10,
do the work
I had to
experience,
do 2
but
weeks work
again,
experience.
it's like it's not a proper work experience.
Yeah.
So
Where did you do yours?
I actually did mine in Evelina's Children's Hospital.
Really?
At that point, I actually wanted to be a pediatrician.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You've really been through it.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Actuarial science, pediatrician,
Yeah.
design coordinator, event planner. You've done it
Yeah.
all. You've done it all. Spider-Woman.
But yeah, I did it at Evelina Children's Hospital. It was a really good experience though. Very,
Wow.
very, very, very good experience. It was a week long, but I worked in every single ward. I worked in intensive care. I worked in like literally all the different children's wards.
Wow.
It was really, really good. It was really, really sad at the same time as
I
well.
can imagine.
But it was such a good experience. I really enjoyed it.
I did mine at a nursery.
I know.
And funny enough, it was the nursery that I was actually a child at.
Yeah, but then, oh really?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, very, very weird.
That's the easy work experience because you
Yeah.
go to them and you say, "Oh, I used to come here. I'm just
Yeah,
looking for some
yeah,
work experience."
literally.
Yeah, I get it. But I think employers need to become more open to allowing juniors to come in and gain experience as well. Because a lot of employers, they just don't want juniors at all. So they don't want them to come and gain experience. They don't want them to come and do anything. And I get it because
They want them
it
all
is a
humane.
burden. But I do feel like we do have to give back to the younger generation. And we do have to help their hand and hold their hand as we take a big step into this new and evolving world of accounting. And it's only going to be done by the seniors within the industry actually taking their hand and taking them
Giving
to
them a
this
hand
next
up.
level,
Yeah.
giving them a hand up. So I do feel like a lot more employers do have to give these young people a chance to be able to gather that experience. And that's just what we're doing in the accounted summer internship.
Yeah.
And it's something we really want to make practice, getting these young people the opportunity to get their soft skills, the opportunity to actually learn and apply the technical knowledge, the opportunity to hear from leaders from the different industries, the opportunity to understand their industry through and through before it gets to that point where they have to start making decisions on what they want to do next.
I think you've basically summed up the conversation.
Yeah.
I think you've summed it up, and we can get into what's next. So I think, having said that, like you said, just to reiterate, that's why the summer internship was so important. That's why we are so big on community. So as I mentioned at the beginning, this whole conversation was birthed from the accountant community.
Yeah.
And a lot of people ask, like, sometimes I speak to people and they're like, oh, how was work? And it's like, they would expect me to be like, oh, this client was so daunting, or this person that I had to speak to, or whatever. But sometimes the days are literally just planning for the community. And it's like, sometimes I'm like, is this really work?
Yeah.
Is this helping? Because it's not a direct, what's the term that we use in accounting? The work that we're doing is not billable.
Not billable,
it's
yeah.
not billable.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm waking up, I'm coming to the office, I'm spending 3/4 of my day planning towards the summer internship, speaking to people in the community. That's not something that I can charge somebody for. But I think having this conversation now, you realize why it's so important.
Yeah, because it's just so important
It's
for
our
that next
industry.
gen of leaders, and we have to take that responsibility for
Guys,
them.
I don't know if you guys remember, we were saying that the Big Four is not going to be the Big Four for very long. Accounting is here. So once we
are here.
Once we get to that stage where we are the Big Four, there's only one. we become the Big Four. We want the people that can come in that they've had that training. So what better way to say that, okay, this is the change that we want to make in the industry, than to prepare the next generation for it.
Yeah.
So I think, to sum up the conversation, just drawing back to the community and why it's so important. So if you are listening, if you are watching, whether you're already part of the community or you're new, you would see a QR code has just come on your screen.
Yep.
Scan it.
Scan it.
This QR code takes you to all of our links. So whether you want to join the community, whether you want to just interact with us on social media, make sure you scan it and you actually get to know who we are. Because like we said, the community is for you. It's not for us. It's for you.
It's for you.
As much as we love speaking to people, we love getting to know the new generation, at the end of the day, it's to make you better. So if you do want to be part of the community, like I said, make sure you scan it, request to join, and just be a part of something that is changing. As much as accounting is evolving, we are evolving as well. And in that involvement, we want to make sure that you guys are along with us. So I think join the community. We've said it so many times, Deloitte and EY, you're not going to have the chance to speak to the CEO one-on-one. You probably will never ever have their email, talk less of their number.
Yeah.
So use the opportunity whilst you still can to actually speak to people that are in the spaces that you aspire to be in. So I think we can end the conversation here.
Yeah. So thank you to all those that have been watching. And of course, we will be back next Wednesday. As usual, what I want you guys to now start doing is sending us topics. Send us what you want us to discuss, what you want us to develop on, what you want to hear more about. Let us know and we will have that discussion for you. Also, let us know who you want to see on the channel, because as we said before, we are going to start getting guests on. You're going to hear from different people. I know you like hearing from us, but it's time that we offer it up and allow you to hear from others. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, and make sure you share this. Make sure you pass this on to others, because of course we're not speaking for no reason.
Yeah, it's a conversation that is ongoing. So yeah, stay tuned and we will see you next week.
We'll see you next week. Bye.